Amigos. I'm here in the garden at the Amigos school. My name is Allie, and I'm the City Sprouts garden educator for Amigos. You can call me Gardener Allie. I know many of you, and I'm excited to meet any of you that I don't know. Some of you have spent a lot of time in the garden before, and for some of you, the garden will be new to you, and that's great. This year, we're going to talk a lot about what a scientist is and what a scientist does. Maybe you have some ideas about this, and maybe you've already talked about this with your class. One thing that scientists do is they use their senses to find out about the world around them. So their senses like hearing and seeing with their eyes, smelling with their nose, tasting with their mouth, and touching. Naturalists are a type of scientists that use their senses to learn about living things in the world around them. Today, we're going to be naturalists in the garden, and we're going to use our sense of sight, okay? So looking with our eyes, we're going to use our sense of sight to look at two things. The first thing we're going to look for is what different colors can we find in the garden, okay? So we're going to look for colors. And the second thing we're going to look for is size. What different sizes of things do we see in the garden? So let's go see what we can find. One of the first colors I noticed was on this flower blowing in the wind. What color do you see? I see orange. The next color I noticed was right here on this flower. What color do you see here? I see purple. And I also see lots of green, which is all over the garden. This is a plant that you might be familiar with. Does anybody know this plant? It has a strong smell. This is a kind of basil. Here's another color I found in the garden. What do you see here? If you said yellow, you're right. This is a nice yellow marigold. Here's a view of the three different colors next to each other. Our orange flower, our purple flower from the basil, and our yellow flower, which is a marigold. Now that we've found some colors, let's see if we can find some different sizes in the garden. So let's see if we can find something small, something medium, and something large. I think we should look at leaves and find different size leaves. Let's go see what we find. Here I found a small plant in the garden with little leaves. Let's see. They're just about the size of my fingernail. So they cover my fingernail when I put my finger underneath it. Do you think we can find leaves that are bigger? Let's go look. Here are some leaves that look a little bigger, and they're part of a plant that you might recognize. Does anyone see the fruit on this plant? Do you know what it is? It's a pepper plant, so we see a green pepper on it. Now let's measure the leaves. This leaf on the pepper plant is about the size of my palm. So it's a lot bigger than our first leaf, remember? Our first leaf was just the size of my fingernail. This one covers my whole fingernail. So it's about the size of my palm. So let's see if we can find one more leaf that's even bigger. Wow, look at this leaf. This one definitely looks bigger to me. Do you think it'll cover my whole hand? Let's see. Here's my hand. And when I put it behind the leaf, it almost covers the entire thing. You can see a little bit, but it almost covers my whole hand. Here are the three leaves next to each other. We have our small leaf, our medium leaf, and our big leaf. And if we think about colors, we can see that these are all different shades of green. Thanks for being a naturalist in the garden with me and using our sense of sight to look at different colors and different sizes. We'll keep using our senses to learn more about what's growing here and what we can do in the garden. See you next time.